I'm a huge fan of the original Quake 1 game from 1996, and I still play it to this day using the DarkPlaces Engine. There were quite a lot of mods created for Quake, and I have to say two of my favourite are Disillusion of Eternity from 1997 and Doper from 2016. Those mods didn't alter the overall look and feel of Quake too much, but the one I'm looking at today, X-Men The Ravages of Apocalypse, provides a completely different look. I call it a total Quake conversion. The weapons, enemies and styling are completely different. However, you don't play as any of the X-Men, instead you are attacking clones of them. You're a cyborg created for maximum damage in minimal time. Your target, the uncanny band of superheroes, the X-Men. The diabolical duo of the X-Men arch-enemy, Apocalypse, and a mysterious ally have cloned the X-Men into a mindless mutant militia, with the ultimate goal of world domination. Magneto, while no friend of the X-Men, is determined to thwart Apocalypse's plans. He wants payback and you are his weapon. The game is faithful to its source material as the X-Men clones do behave differently and have abilities that are reminiscent to the movies and comic books. Archangel has metallic wings from which he shoots metal feathers, and his wings guard against rocket attacks. Beast has no equal when it comes to gymnastic ability. You've got to avoid his flying fists and earth-shattering shockwave punch. Bishop enjoys shooting big guns. He has the ability to fire deadly energy from his bare hands. His invulnerability to energy weapons makes killing him much more difficult. Cannonball's ability to fly with an indestructible blast shield surrounding him means he better get real good at running. The Cyclops only has to open his eyes to produce a dangerously accurate laser beam. But look out if you dodge his laser, because this sucker ricochets right back at you. Gambit has the ability to charge static objects with kinetic energy, causing the object to explode on impact. He's also an expert at close combat using his staff. Iceman mercilessly throws short blasts of small ice shards, and look out for his super ice beam that will freeze you, allowing him to move in and attack you while you're helpless. Phoenix's telepathic and telekinetic abilities make her one dangerous opponent, along with telekinetic projectiles attempts to lift you up with her mind. You are assaulted with an indefensible psychic crush. Psylocke is a telepath with an uncanny ability for martial arts. Rogue's ability to fly, her superhuman strength and resistance to injury make her one formidable foe. Storm's ability to control the weather wreaks havoc with your fragile demeanour. She can not only throw you around with gusts of wind, but lightning is also at her command. And Wolverine has his healing ability, which makes him very difficult to kill. The hub level is the house, although not much of it is accessible, but hey, at least it shows faithful use of the source material. The design of the characters is reasonable enough for the time, considering this was the period of moving away from 2D sprites towards 3D polygon-based objects. Although I will say, looking at the box art, the in-game images look terrible. But it is mixed with hand-drawn art, and even includes a comic book. Looking at it now, I have to laugh at the term AOL keyword. Surely you mean Bing it, or wait, Google it. Anyway, back to the game. The weapons are all distinct, but some seem useless. The flamethrower uses an excessive quantity of ammo to kill an enemy, but does amusingly turn them into a charred skeleton. The dual rocket launcher has a homing ability, which often seems to miss the target I carefully aimed at. Although it was a good powerful weapon, shame it took 2 shots at a time, and there wasn't much ammo. The double barrel shotgun seemed to be about the most useful, followed by the chain gun. Both guns use the same ammo. The plasma cannon has limited effect against most clones, although it was deadly against Iceman. Yeah, heat versus ice. Well done. Flamethrower takes the same ammo as the plasma cannon. Orb launcher is just like a grenade launcher from Quake. It uses the same ammo as the rocket launcher, again just like Quake. The final weapon is the Nuclear Energy Radiation Dispatcher, or NERD. Useful against some of the stronger clones, but ammo is hard to come by. The problem with all the weapons is the reload rate is slow, and it is also slow to switch between weapons. Ironically, it's more closely reminiscent in my mind to Quake 2 rather than Quake 1. The other issue is more design related, that there just doesn't seem to be enough ammo provided in the levels. None of the enemies give you back any ammo when you kill them. On the plus side, you do get all weapons straight away, but this does reduce the challenge quite a bit. While the game is faithful to the source material, I have to say for a Quake game, it is awful. The level design is what really destroys it for me. Often you'll be wandering around long hallways with nothing to do except find a switch to open a door at some random point on the map, that you will then have to spend ages traipsing around to find. It could be much more fun if the puzzle solving was confined to particular rooms and there were more enemies to kill. And talking about puzzle element, somewhere in each level is a piece of a weapon you need to kill Apocalypse. If you get to his stage without it, you're out of luck and you have to start the game again. But the stupid thing is, they let you walk out the level without obtaining the piece. It's not that I dislike large levels in Quake. There is one level in the Disillusion of Eternity mod called Curse of Osiris, where it takes about 12 minutes to complete, and there are 150 enemies to kill. I find that a fun level to play, whereas some of the levels in the X-Men Ravages of Apocalypse were taking me over 15 minutes to complete, but only had 30 or 40 enemies in them. That was boring. It was more like playing a walking simulator, or better yet, I could have done something more productive with my time, like going outside for a walk. The game is freeware and you can play it using the DarkPlaces Engine, which is free open source. What you will be missing though is the CD audio files, which you will have to obtain elsewhere. Or do what I did and buy a boxed copy, where you also get a small comic book to read. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all later.